This is the era of glowy and dewy blushes. Got my hands onto two blushes that are fairly a new launch. Flossy Cosmetics Face Glaze Multi Balm in Jhatka and Clio Essential Lip Cheek Tap in Cherry Shower. Both are multi-use balm for the cheeks and the lips, but in this video I will mainly concentrate on the blush aspect. Flossy Cosmetics Face Glaze is a balm type blush, creamy in consistency with a metallic glowy finish. The shade Jhatka is a cool toned berry pink blush. Now both the shade and the finish reminds me of Y2K makeup, and even the packaging sort of reminds me of the Y2K. As for the glow, it's pearlescent and metallic without a chunky or a glittery finish. On the cheeks, you will not notice any shards of glitter or shimmer, but rather a soft sheen finish. Whereas on the lips, it definitely looks more sparkly or metallic and kind of retro leaning. I'm not sure if I like it as a lipstick. Actually, I don't like it as a lipstick. I definitely like it more as a blush. And if you like muted, cool toned shades, check out Jhatka. Clio Essential Lip Cheek Tap is a dewy type blush with an emollient balmy consistency. Compared to Flossy, this is sheer and the glow is very reflective. The shade Cherry Shower is a bright cherry pink shade. Although it looks oily or glossy on the cheek, it doesn't feel like it's weighing down my skin, or at least I don't feel like there is something on top of my skin. It feels like any other cream based blush. Surprisingly, the dewy formula doesn't disrupt the base makeup. After applying the blush on the cheeks, I blend out the edges and I slightly set it with loose powder. This gives me a seamless transition from the matte base to the dewy blush. Both of these blushes transfer very easily, so it's not like a long lasting formula. 4 hours of wear and no more than that. I would categorize these two formula as more of an aesthetic makeup than formula that prioritizes performance. I recommend Clio if you like K-beauty-esque makeup, whereas your makeup aesthetic is more Bollywood or Indian style, you will like Flossy Cosmetics. e.l.f. No Budge Cream Shadow in Plateau. Plateau is a dreamy, cool toned dark taupe that nobody can go wrong with. No Budge Cream Eyeshadow is specifically made to be smudge proof. It is your one and done eyeshadow, but e.l.f. is saying that it can be used as a primer, shadow, but also as an eyeliner. So I bought this during the Nykaa sale, got it delivered. I swatched the shade right after it got delivered. I remember closing the lid and I kept it aside. The next day I opened it again and the formula kinda hardened, and now from the look and feel of it, it already dried out. I was very thrown back because how can a newly launched product dries off within a few days of me opening the product? I bought the shade Plateau to use it as a transition shade, but it already dried out. The finish now looks very patchy and it does not blend at all. The way I like to use it is I take some of the cream on the back of my hands. It sets within 10 seconds, so I blend quickly with an eyeshadow brush, and this is the finish. I really like that it's budge proof. I really like the pigment, but I really dislike how easily it sets and hardened in the pot. I know how to revive it. I can make it work for my skin type, but it's not something I can recommend. In my opinion, a nicely formulated cream or a liquid eyeshadow shouldn't set this fast. I need at least a minute to properly blend and work the formula onto my eyelids. I know how to work with dried up formula. It's not a huge problem for me, but on a whole, I am not satisfied. I'm gonna give this 5 on 10. I do not recommend the No Budge Cream Shadow. e.l.f. Cosmetics Finest Fleck Glitter Shadow in the shade Pop of Pink. Packaging 8. The shade Pop of Pink devoured. But what is with the formula? What is with this texture? It is so dry and dusty. Like back in the days, eyeshadow sometimes performed chalky and dry. That's how this feels. It feels chalky and dry on the skin. The finish of e.l.f. is sheer coverage. It's like a light veil of delicate two-toned shimmers. I would compare the finish with shimmers from Makeup Revolution Enchanted Icon palette. Unleash Your Glitterpedia shimmers and mostly Pigment Play iridescent loose eyeshadow. The finish looks luxurious, but the formula doesn't feel luxe or creamy. I love the finish, but I'm not a fan of the dry, chalky formula. If you like your shimmers to be very subtle, sheer coverage barely there, very reminiscent of the old Hollywood style of makeup, then this is for you. I'm gonna give this 7 on 10. This could easily be 10 on 10, but the dry and chalky formula is not it for me, so I'm gonna give this 7 out of 10. Overall, I felt like the newer launches from e.l.f. that I tried were kind of underwhelming. Although these are supposed to be inexpensive, I felt like these belong to the mid-range category like Milani, NYX or K-Beauty. Recently, I also tried the e.l.f. Cosmetics Putty Color Corrector Eye Brightener in the shade Tan and Deep. The idea is that the peachy tones in the color corrector is supposed to neutralize the darkness under the eyes while also brightening that area. So imagine your 2-in-1 color corrector plus concealer formula. I love the idea. I love how it overall brightened the under eye area, but the formula is too emollient. It is way too creamy and it's very balmy to the point where it looks oily under the eyes. And for Indian climate, I did not like it because it creased throughout the day. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. And it's kind of expensive and I don't recommend it for people with wrinkles. And if you happen to live in a humid weather, I think I'm gonna go back to affordable brands like Mars, Swiss and Insight, because I don't know, I'm just not that satisfied with the launches from mid-range brands. So if you have any products you want me to try, like we did last year, with the Holy Grail videos, let me know in the comments. I'll see you later. Bye.